I'm John Buchanan, and in this video we're going to be looking at how to take audio files and place them into the EXS24 sampler. I've started here by just importing a beat loop from the Apple Loops library. It sounds like this. So I quite like the sounds within this loop without actually liking the pattern too much. So what the sampler is going to allow me to do is to chop this loop up and work with its individual components. But actually we can work with the sampler in two ways. What I'm going to do is to control click on this region, hold down control and click on it. And what this does is to bring up this little pop down menu. And what I have a chance to do here is to convert this region into a new sampler track. So in the little convert options, I'm going for this third option down, convert to new sampler track. When I click on this option here, what I have a chance to do is to convert either the region, the entire audio file in one go, or to work with what are called transient markers, this option here. We'll come to that one in a moment. To start with, I'm going to take the entire region and I'm going to map that as one, which means that the whole audio file will be triggered from a single key within the EXS24 sampler. So I'm going to press OK, and what happens now is that I'm going to see a MIDI region, which is showing me one long note, which is lasting for the duration of the beat loop. I can open that up and have a look at it as a MIDI file, and I can see that it's mapped the key to C1, which means that when I press play, I'm going to hear the whole of my loop again, but this time it's being triggered over MIDI rather than as an audio file. Okay, so we can hear that that's happening. And what that means is that on C1, I can trigger that sound directly from my keyboard. So I can isolate that first hit, but what if I want to be able to isolate other beats within the sampler instead? What I'm going to do is to throw that little MIDI file away. I'm going to come back to my original audio loop, and this time when I press convert, what I'm going to do, you can see the option is now being added to this list of most recent items at the top. So I'm going to select it from here this time. And what I'm going to do is to select the transient marker option instead. Now what this is going to do is Logic's going to look through the beat loop and it's going to find all the individual hits within this beat loop, and it's going to map each one to each consecutive key. So that what I end up with is my beat loop distributed across a number of individual keys where hopefully each hit will be isolated. So what I'm going to do is to press OK, and this time what we should see is a much busier MIDI region that comes up as a result. We can now see every single individual transient marker has been mapped to its own key. So it's still going to sound the same, but this time what I've got is each hit isolated. So what I'm in a position to do is to go and find the little bits of this loop that I want. So what that could mean is that I could use, for example, just this kick and this snare to program a brand new rhythm that I might want to work on directly without using the original sort of feel of this groove altogether. So within this video, what we've done is we looked at two ways of converting audio files into the sampler. One, by taking the entire loop as one region and triggering it from one key. And in the other instance, what we've done is to chop the file up directly within Logic. It's done all of that mapping for us to place each individual beat slice on its own key.